Hello and welcome back to Token Trends Weekly.
It's great to be here.
And we are so glad to have you with us for today's deep dive. We're looking at something that, well, you probably have one sitting in your pocket right now.
Right. It's a piece of plastic. It looks like a debit card. It swipes like a debit card.
But under the hood, what it's doing is completely different. We are talking about the quiet explosion of crypto cards.
It really has been a quiet explosion. I mean, all the headlines are focused on price, on the next big protocol, but the actual infrastructure for spending, it's been completely overhauled.
We're digging into some fantastic research today, mostly from a report by Artemis. And the numbers in here, they honestly blew my mind.
Yeah.
I think most of us still assume crypto payments are this, super niche thing, like two people scanning QR codes to send Bitcoin.
Right. The whole buy coffee with Bitcoin dream we've heard about for a decade, the idea that we all just send money directly to each other.
Exactly. But while we were all watching for that to happen, the plastic card industry just kind of took over.
It really did.
Okay, listen to this stat. In early 2023, the monthly volume for crypto cards was about $100 million.
Which is okay. It's a start.
A start. But fast forward to late 2025, it's over $1.5 billion a month.
That is just a staggering growth rate. It's 106% compound annual growth. It's exponential.
It's massive. We're talking about an $18 billion annualized market. And here's the real kicker. That $18 billion in volume, it's now rivaling peer-to-peer stablecoin transfers.
It is. And that's the aha moment of this whole thing. For years, everyone thought P2P was the killer app, and it grew, sure, about 5%.
But cards grew 106%. So while we were trying to reinvent payments, people just wanted to swipe a card.
Turns out the best user experience was the one people already knew. It's all about bridging the gap. The value is stored in digital assets, but the spending happens on the rails everyone already uses, Visa and MasterCard.
Okay, so let's get into how this actually works, because I think a lot of people imagine that if I use a crypto card, the merchant is getting crypto.
And in 90% of cases, that is absolutely not what's happening. That's sort of the magic trick here. The vast majority of these transactions use what's called fiat settlement.
Walk me through that.
Okay, so you swipe your card. In that split second, an issuer converts your crypto into, say, US dollars. That's what gets sent through the Visa network.
So the merchant has no idea crypto was ever involved.
Not a clue. They just see dollars hit their account. No new hardware, no training, no friction. And that's why it's scaled.
Yeah, there's a shift happening, right? The report mentioned something called native settlement.
Yes. This is the next wave. And it's growing incredibly fast, like 460% year over year. This is where the settlement on the network itself actually happens in a stablecoin, like USDC.
So the value stays digital for longer in the process.
Exactly. Instead of converting to fiat instantly, the stablecoin moves further down the line. It's more efficient, it's faster, and it could mean lower costs.
Which eventually means better rewards for the user.
That's the goal.
So on the infrastructure side, you've got the two giants, Visa and MasterCard. I was surprised to see they're not really playing the same game here.
No, not at all. They've taken two completely different approaches, even though between them they have, almost 100% of the market?
It's a duopoly. So what's Visa's play?
Visa's strategy is all about infrastructure. They partnered with the plumbing companies, the issuers and program managers. They're building the roads.
So they don't care which company's card you use, as long as it runs on their rails.
Precisely. And that's why they've captured something like 90% of the on-chain volume. MasterCard, on the other hand, went for brand names. They did direct deals with exchanges like Revolut and Gemini.
A different bet, one on the ecosystem, one on the stars.
Right. And speaking of that plumbing, the report talks about this big shift from program managers to full-stack issuers. This sounds technical, but it really matters.
Why does it matter to me, the user?
Because of how many people get a cut. In the old model, a company would have to partner with a bank to issue a card. The bank takes a fee, the program manager takes a fee.
Too many hands in the cookie jar.
Exactly. A full-stack issuer gets a direct membership with Visa. They cut out the bank. They keep more of the revenue, which means they can afford to give you better rewards and lower fees. It's a more sustainable model.
Okay, so let's shift to the why. Why are all these companies pushing cards so hard? The report breaks this down into a few archetypes. The first one is the user acquisition funnel.
Right. Think about an exchange like Gemini. They offer a credit card with crypto rewards. They're probably losing money on the card itself.
So why do it?
Because it makes you sticky. Once you have their card, you keep your assets on their platform, you trade there. The card rewards are just their cost to acquire you as a customer.
It's like an airline mileage card.
It's the exact same playbook. And then you have DeFi protocols like Ether.fi doing something even smarter. Their card offers huge cash back, but with a borrow mode.
With borrow mode.
Instead of selling your crypto to spend, you borrow against it. So your underlying asset stays invested and earning yield.
So my money keeps working for me, even while I'm spending it.
And from the protocol's perspective, it keeps your assets locked in their system. It's a win-win.
Now, the second archetype is the revenue play, which is fascinating. This is for wallets like MetaMask or Phantom. They have millions of users. Why do they need a card?
It's a monetization problem. These are self-custodial wallets, which means they don't hold your funds, so they can't earn interest like a bank.
So their revenue is mostly from, what, swap fees?
Yeah, which is super volatile. Issuing a card gives them a steady, predictable revenue stream from interchange, the swipe fees.
But it seems like they had mixed success. The report compared Phantom's cash stablecoin, which did well, to MetaMask's MailUSD, which didn't.
It really didn't. And the lesson there is about friction. If you force users to convert their money into your own special stablecoin just to use a card, you're creating a hurdle.
People already have USDC. Just let them spend that.
Exactly. Integration almost always beats a walled garden.
Okay, the third archetype, I think, is the most important one, the lifeline. This is where we move from convenience in developed markets to sheer necessity in emerging markets.
This is where the story gets really powerful. In places like India or Argentina, these cards are solving fundamental problems.
So in India, there's this huge crypto market, but also what the report calls a debanking gap. What does that mean?
It means the government's tax policies, like a flat 30% tax on gains, pushed a lot of activity offshore. But people still have that wealth and need to use it.
But a normal debit card wouldn't work well there, right? Because spending is selling, and selling triggers the tax.
Correct. And their local payment system, UPI, is already amazing for debit. So the real opportunity in India isn't crypto debit, it's crypto-backed credit.
Because a loan isn't a taxable sale.
You got it. You borrow against your assets, spend the loan, and avoid the tax hit. It's a liquidity lifeline.
And then in Argentina, it's a totally different problem. It's inflation.
Argentina is all about inflation hedging. People hold USDC to protect their savings from the peso collapsing. A stablecoin debit card there lets you stay in digital dollars until the very last second before you buy something. It's a tool for survival.
That is incredibly powerful. It just shows how different the use case is.
It really does. In the US, it's a cool product. In Argentina, it's essential infrastructure.
So looking forward, what about the idea that cards will just disappear? That merchants will start accepting stablecoins directly? The report calls this the direct acceptance myth.
Yeah, it's a myth because of the insane bootstrap problem. Visa is accepted at, what, 150 million places?
An enormous number.
To build a competing network from scratch would take a decade and billions of dollars. And for what? For most merchants, the current system works just fine. There's no incentive to switch.
And it's not just about acceptance, is it? It's about the services built on top.
That's the real moat, things you take for granted. Fraud protection, chargebacks. If you pay me directly in crypto and I scam you, that money is gone.
Right. With a card, you have recourse.
You have protection,
Yeah.
and you have credit. The ability to spend against future income. Stablecoins don't do that natively. So the future isn't cards versus crypto.
It's cards plus crypto.
It's a synthesis. Store your value efficiently on chain, spend it conveniently on the card rails.
It seems like the obvious path. Are there any big risks to this model?
Well, the report flagged a big one, which is Tether, or USDT.
The elephant in the room.
What?
The biggest stablecoin.
By far. But it's completely absent from the advanced native settlement rails that Visa and MasterCard are building.
Why?
Regulatory uncertainty. Visa is a U.S. company. They'll only touch regulated stablecoins like USDC or PYUSD. So the biggest stablecoin in the world is effectively shut out from the most efficient payment infrastructure.
So it creates this sort of two-tier system.
It does. It forces a choice. If you want the best performance, you have to use a regulated asset. Infrastructure is quietly shaping behavior.
So as we wrap up, what's the one big idea you think people should take away from this?
For me, it's that we need to stop looking for some sci-fi revolution in payments. It already happened. It's just hitting in the back end. Crypto cards solved the biggest problem, which was, where can I spend this stuff? And the answer is now, everywhere.
It's not about replacing the wallet in your pocket. It's about upgrading the engine inside it.
That's it exactly. The form factor is the same. The financial plumbing is brand new.
And that's the thought I want to leave all of you with. The revolution might not look like a QR code. It might just look like your regular Visa card, quietly settling your latte purchase with USDC.
And that's how real adoption happens. It becomes invisible.
Invisible infrastructure. I love that. If you want to dive deeper, the Artemis report is called Stablecoin Payments at Scale. It's a great read.
Absolutely.
And if you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure you subscribe to the Token Trends Weekly podcast so you never miss a deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.